Welcome to it, everybody. It's Sci-Tech Wednesday. I'm chilling here with Sechaba. I don't know why he's bragging. I'm here wearing my Cookie Monster tee, and he came with a doctor's coat. I feel so small. No, I don't. Well, Bendinbal Selene, Sechaba, you candidate, you Ph.D. We radio biology, right? There are a few things that I did not mention, so let's brag. Bachelor of Science in Human Life Science, honors in chemical pathology, masters in radiobiology, PhD candidate in radiobiology. Zongezo Zindo, one man. Congratulations. Wow.
No, thank you very much, Alama.
How do you do that?
How do I do it? It's a very difficult question, but it's quite, when you set your heart on something and you put your mind on it, anything's possible. So how that was done, it was actually I wanted to study something different.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the first man on the moon.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to study astronomy. However, catastrophe hit in my family 2006 when my grandmother passed away of an unknown short illness. And she's been going to the doctor, but they did not find out what was the problem. However, I thought to myself, okay, fine. Is there something besides maybe medicine?
Sure.
Is there medical science research where we can understand how people who've been going to doctors but they don't get the treatments? Now I fell in love with research then.
So what had happened to your grandma propelled you to study medicine?
Medical science.
Medical science, so that's the whole background of why you did the thing.
Correct, yes.
So would you say that's what the women in your life, you role abayidlalileyo so that you can become who you are, especially Grieffield or Ikitile?
Yeah, I think being raised by women, specifically my grandmother, the late, and my aunt and my mother, growing up with, I had to decide earlier in my life that I need to do something different and to make these women proud. And the only thing that is close to my heart is education. I've always been that cream of the crop in my family. So if my cousins maybe had homeworks, I used to do the homeworks for them. And education has been close to my heart, and it's something that I can say that is something that I am passionate about, and with what I have, I don't want it to be for me. That's why I came here not with clothes but with what I do in the lab, so that people can see that how we conduct research.
Sure.
and also trying to plow it back to the people that do not know what a lab looks like.
Yeah.
Because this is how a lab looks like, and this is how we look like in the lab.
Yeah.
I don't have to come here looking like what I'm not. So yeah.
Speaking of researchers in Zileyo, because you've published articles on HIV AIDS, prostate, which is your main focus. So what are you currently working on now in terms of research?
Currently, I am trying to identify the problems that I'm trying to understand the current treatment of cancer, specifically prostate cancer, and why does it come back after being treated.
Sure.
So we're trying to come up with different strategies and a different way of thinking of how can we advise the medical doctors in the hospitals how to treat patients. And what we do is we do research and we write what is called papers. So I'm a first author of 3 publications, and I'm also a co-author of about, I think, 4 or 5 publications in breast and prostate cancer. So we're trying to basically, number one, we understanding that is the treatments and trying to come up with specific biological treatment that we can specifically target the cancer and not damage the normal cells. Yeah.
So would you say that academics in your family, they run the DNA they're in your veins, because Masake is also doing some wonderful things by University of Stellenbosch. And who instilled those Guni guys?
I think it is not a specific person. As a black child, being previously disadvantaged and having one tool that can make us better, which is education. And coming from a family where, yes, we are people who are for education and want to make it fashionable.
Sure.
And I'm proud to say that I'm the first PhD candidate in my family.
Yeah.
And I want to be a replica to my sisters, to my cousins, that there is different ways to make it in life, but I have chosen this one. And it is the safest way because no one can take it away from you. Those degrees that I have, they're mine.
Yeah.
But the challenge is, what am I doing with them?
With them.
So I must, one, build capacity being cancer awareness, and make people aware of what is cancer, what are the causes of cancer, and how can it be treated.
Yeah.
And the best treatment for me is being aware. And yes, you can go to doctors, get treatment, but if you don't know what is wrong with you, then there's no treatment at all. Yeah.
How do you make all of this fashionable, and what advice would you give your peers to also make it fashionable so that they don't keep it to themselves?
We must not be shy about our capabilities, and we mustn't do our work, our research in silos, in our own labs, and we hide our work, and we must write our work, because as a researcher, you are known by writing. That's why I've wrote few of those papers, so that, well, nationally and globally, I can be known also. So like my peers that are doing research or that are doing any other thing, also that, well, you must find what burns for you. It could be science, it could be photography, it could be whatever, but write about it. Because back in the days, we don't have, number one, like literature to go back to as references. So 20 years, 15 years to go, hopefully I can say that I will find a different way of thinking to treat a particular disease, and hopefully maybe like win a Nobel Prize of medical science in the next 20, 30 years. Yeah.
Butetenge fields is different, like sciences and photography, but I want to touch on the science field, because a lot of young people do shy away. They don't want to do science. They don't want to do technology or engineering or the maths when they say high school, because they say it's difficult. But when you see Sechaba and he's enjoying his job, how did you get to do it? Who made it attractive to you, and how can you sell it to young people that are watching right now?
I think the difficult thing is that we lack mentorship, and we lack maps and mirrors. We lack people who will hold our hands and say, this is how these things are done. And I want to build capacity and avail myself as for individuals who want to be like myself, who want to do PhDs and masters, who can write research proposals. Well, they can just email me or you know, and how I fell in love with it. There was no particular individual, but one person that rings a bell is my honors professor, Professor Zemlin. And she's one person who's always been supporting me and still supporting me now in terms of giving me direction, in terms of the research field and how better I can make myself known in this like academia field. Yeah.
Sure. And then there's Sechaba Medical Solutions. Tell us about that, and what's the vision behind it?
Well, Sechaba Medical Solutions is my brainchild, something that I've been working on for quite some time. And basically what that is, we forget that as a child growing up, your brain is very easier to learn new things. And I want to bridge the gap between academics or professionals with the primary school kids, to show them what science is, to do practical examples of going to primary schools and having experiments where kids can enjoy, maybe like making paint with different colors, maybe like doing like a balloon explosion with like different chemicals, so that they know these things, so that when they get to university, they're not scared. And when they see like a chemistry class or maybe like a lab, they have, they know about it. So that's my brainchild that I'm developing to, in the near future. I want to drive such initiatives, yes.
Okay, cool. Now, how do people get hold of you? Because you said, hey, you can holler at me and don't be shy. So now they decided not to be shy. Now, Sechaba, we're watching him on Ekse. I want to touch base with him. How do they get hold of you?
I'm available on, well, I don't know, well, I'm not on Twitter. Well, I think the best place that you can get me on is on Mace Motivates.
Yeah.
That's my sister's initiative group where she does, well, like her work.
Yeah.
So like I think, well, that's the best place, well, to get me. And she can then contact me because she is like my little manager.
Okay, it runs in the family. Thank you for coming through, Sechaba. We enjoyed chatting to you. I think you are a great influence and you make a medical field very attractive. So keep it locked right here on Cape Town TV. Kim Blanchard is coming up next, right on the flip side of Ekse. Don't go nowhere.